topic for the day. We are going to talk about portfolios. I know we've talked about portfolios before, but we're going to cover it again. There is a chapter in the book on portfolios too. You can get the book. It's literally step 3 in the 5-step program. Portfolio. So it is an important step. So we're going to talk about it. So we're going to talk about what you should do with a portfolio, and we're going to look at some examples of portfolios too, and kind of use them as jumping off points to talk about some of the good things about them. These guys have done right, and some of the things they could improve on. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
If you want us to look at your portfolio too, you can throw it in chat. I will try and see it. The links won't appear in chat, so you won't see that you've pushed it there, but I'll kind of see it on the back end, and I'll try and pull it up. So if anybody here wants a portfolio review while you're here, throw it in. I'm not going to promise we'll get to all of them if there's a bunch, but if there are some, I will get to them. So what I did a couple of days ago, I put out messages in various places to get people to send me some portfolios. So these are kind of sight unseen. You haven't seen them at all.
I haven't seen them all because I've been working today. So like I've been coding. So we didn't have any kind of production meeting at all, other than you said, here's some links we're going to look at.
And I kind of like this idea too. I love that you haven't seen them at all, because I want to get your like first impression of them too. So that's what we're going to do today. Before we do that, we need to talk about coldest water real quick. I don't know if you've got yours or not, but
I don't.
you can late. It's fine. Mine today is water. I called it right before.
Okay.
And it is cold. So it's cold as water. So let me share my screen here, and I'm going to pull up our first portfolio. And I want your sort of, I guess I want your like initial like reaction to them, right? I want your sort of like, what do you first
do it?
What's your first thought on this?
All right.
So here we go.
I'll be nice.
No, well, definitely. We're going to give constructive criticism here. So this is Atakan's portfolio. Atakan is from Turkey, which is awesome. So thank you for sending us your link, Atakan. I think Atakan was from a YouTube link he sent to us. So I put a post on YouTube. So what's your initial reaction to this?
Initially, right now, like the green boxes with the white text on the front, it just initially looked hard to read. And I'm looking up here on the screen instead of at my confidence monitor.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit better over here. But that's my initial thought. But
yeah, I would say you're probably right. My initial thought is the color palette's dark. The color palette contrast doesn't work so well. The greens with the blues, just something about it is just wrong.
The blue link definitely has to go.
Yeah, this
you have to use it underline to show that it's clickable instead of just the standard blue. So
yeah.
That color.
It looks kind of out of place a little bit. I will say, just his profile picture is super good. I do like this. This is good. I would, if I was you, Anakin, I would go and grab a color palette from somewhere. Go to like Adobe Color or something like that, and grab a color palette. There's something about this just feels wrong. I would make it brighter for sure. Just straight away. So section wise,
blue and green typically just don't go well together.
Yeah, it's difficult to pull off. It's very difficult to pull off, definitely. So section wise, he has a couple links up here. He has his LinkedIn and his GitHub. Super good. You definitely should have those. I like that. So then he has these little expanding sections. His little about me section. I would probably try and expand this out probably a little bit more. Or maybe just have this permanently on the page even too. Not have it like
it
behind this
definitely doesn't need to be clickable to expand it. I would just go ahead and allow people to scroll.
Yep. I would create a big scrolling page.
The text I would left justify. That's just me though.
Yep. No, I'm with you.
About me. If you click on about me.
Yeah.
I would make that left justified.
Right. Yeah, because it's a small amount of text too. It does feel kind of weird. Spacing feels kind of strange.
Yeah.
Technologies that I worked on. So here's another little drop-down section. Some logos here. Languages, frameworks, other products. This is good in terms of like search stuff, definitely. I don't mind the way that this is displayed either. This looks pretty good. I would try and make these kind of the same size. I know you can't with these. Some of these are smaller, but maybe do something to try and make them the same aspect ratios.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed this look too. This little button down here, which has a nice little animation on it. Look when you hover over it. If you can see that. This just takes you back up to the top.
Oh, okay.
When you're down here, so it's like a top one. I'm not sure you need it, but it's kind of interesting. But I don't think you need it for this page. It's not long enough. And then the My Work section. Yeah. So here, then he has his projects.
The title needs to be bold white, not blue. Just right off the bat. The green buttons are okay, but it's hard to do it. Various web applications. Is that what it says?
Yep.
Okay. Source code, React, examples. Okay.
So yeah, and I think these are just links out to source code. Let me click one here. So it is. This is just out to GitHub. I don't see it published anywhere. So that's something we can talk about. Having your GitHub on here is one thing, but the hiring manager needs to be able to play with your app too.
Right.
I'm assuming this one's probably the same. Yeah. Oh, I guess there's links down here. Okay, so there is a link down here. So it does have this published down here. But that's an extra step, though. I would just link this.
Yeah, we wouldn't have found it. And it's got YouTube in here, too, as well.
Okay, so there's a YouTube video. I would put these on your site. Don't bury them in your GitHub. Put these back on your portfolio here somewhere. Think of a way to try and incorporate those in.
I would have source code button and then the demo button
right
beside it.
And have it linked straight there. And if you have a video, too, like instead of having an image here, make this a video.
Yeah.
Like if you had a video demo of it, I would do that.
Okay, cool.
Anything missing from his site you would suggest?
So I guess he does have a call to action at the top, but it's not really a call to action. It just
kind of. He has a link, yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say open for work or looking for work, contact me, freelance, whatever you're trying to win roles in.
Right.
So that's what I would do. And I would highlight the projects more, so that you can demo them from there is the big thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Leo says your voice is far away. It's because you were it's because you were looking to the side when you were looking at this stuff.
I wasn't
just looking at
this thing.
It's because you're looking at a monitor off to the side. Sorry, Leo.
I'll work on that in the next one when we look at it. So
we'll think about that.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so let's go on to our next one then. Let's see, who do we have here? Okay, this is Keegan. So Keegan Adams, thank you for submitting your portfolio. Okay, I'm going to reload this. Well, just when I reload, because he has this cool little animation on it. I thought it was kind of neat.
That's kind of neat.
It's kind of cool. It's pretty neat. I thought that was neat. So this is a one. Again, it's not one of these scrolling pages. It's kind of it's got functionality. It's got this little hover over thing that it does. I kind of expected this to move when I hovered over it. I wanted the eyes to move or something. Like I wanted it to do something, but it doesn't. Sure. But I do like the little animation when it loads. So here's
the compare and contrast. Like his homepage tells him what he is, whereas the last one didn't say what he did. So like I like this where I'm this. What I would do right here too is like, hey, hire me or I want to work with me. I'd put a CTA in there.
Yeah, his call to action is to go into the site. That's kind of that's his call to action. I would literally just have a straight to the point, like you say, something that just says hire me or contact me or something like that right here.
Yeah, and then let's go into the portfolio.
Right,
okay?
Right.
So I'm gonna try to stare into the mic here.
Yeah, you sound better.
Okay, it's small.
It is.
I'd make the text bigger, and it's just a lot of words.
Oh, I like that little scroll. If you just want to scroll, like
it's kind of neat.
Technologies down here pop in. I think that's kind of cool.
His next section?
No, that's the bottom of the page.
I'm
guessing as I scroll, that just pops up.
Okay. So what you can do in here, Keenan, is direct them to your projects from here as well. Some of my skills or what I'm currently working on, and then provide links here. I know that it seems redundant when you have view projects over there, but in general, you need to have a CTA from here where they'll actually click on and work and look at some of your work.
I think that's important. I think if you have one of these sites where it is multiple pages, having call to actions everywhere becomes important. You almost do need one on every page, really. Like what do you want them to do? What do you want their next action to be after this page?
Mm-hmm. And you can write a call to action there. Hey, you want to hire me? I'd love to work with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
so again, he's got a live project, so let's check out a live project.
Yep.
Team
So
Soft.
we're gonna do the
What is it?
first one here because that's how it works. Whatever you put up front is the one that generally people are gonna click on. And again, I haven't preloaded any of these or
Yeah, so
done any of this
Heroku,
stuff,
if
so it's
he's
probably
using the
gonna
free
run.
version, we know how
slow.
that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dyno's got to spin up.
Let's see. It's going very, very slow. Okay, while that's doing that, he also has GitHub links, so that's cool. So he has three projects and then a coming soon project. Oh, okay. Here's something. I would get rid of this. I know it's coming soon, but just get rid of it. Unless you're going to put a real description in there. Anybody sees lorem ipsum on a portfolio page is just
terrible. Just take lorem ipsum off.
Yeah, that's not going to be good. And coming soon is kind of an outdated thing too. I would just get rid of the whole thing. Unless you have something to show, just take it out.
Right.
You have 3 projects already. I know because you're always going to be working on something else. So I would that's what I would do. See if it's loaded. Here we go. Oh, this is nice. This is a cool landing page.
So this is like a
Keegan, this is a
tracker,
nice landing page. I like this.
Yeah, create,
This
collaborate, apply.
So here's something we talk about that you talked about a lot is when you have an app is to create and make it look like a product, right? It's a product. Yep. So you have one of these landing pages for a product. This is a great job, Keenan. I like this. This is a pro-looking page.
Yep. All right, cool.
Then he has login and register. I'm not going to log in or register.
Right away, here's where you can fail, Keenan. So you made TeamSolve. It's kind of cool. But if I'm just trying to figure out if I want to hire you, I'm probably not going to register. And so like you need to create demo logins, I think. They can just demo it without having to register.
Yeah, you can just put buttons over here with like a, demo login. You just click a button.
Yeah. And I think and you can basically impersonate the different roles that you have. So, but it's cool that you have it secured. It's great.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I would play this up. This is good.
Yeah, and then Jabber.
And he has a get in touch section. Okay, it just has and then it's just it's a form. I've not seen a form like this before though. Have you seen a form like this? A pop up with these little things.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Put some stuff in there and fill it out and see if it keeps up with the width.
Nope.
No. Okay.
That's something to look at. I would make this. I don't know.
I don't like it. Then.
Yeah, I would actually change these just to be standard sized. Something about it feels wrong. It actually feels like it's the wrong color scheme too compared to the rest of your site.
Yeah, it is. It's different than everything else.
Yeah. Something just feels like it's cookie cutter out of a box. I would change
it's the red box, the red button.
Yeah, I think it probably is. Yep. It's red, it's green, it's a darker color. Nothing else on the site had that. So I guess there's a little green up here, but it just seems different. Seems out of place.
All right, cool. Overall, pretty good, man. Like it.
Yeah. Good portfolio. Good. It's good stuff. Let me check chat real quick just to see, make sure I'm not missing anything there because I can't check it at the same time. Okay. Yeah. So here you go. Sakil said something. Says that it's a lot of words here, and it's exactly the same thing you said.
So
it is a lot of
what
text.
I would say is, when you have a lot of words, then that means you have to also design those words to be more readable. You can't just put 8 sentences in one paragraph. You're not writing a book. And so that means you got to make use of bullets, bold. You got to track the reader's attention and usage and things like that. So look at it as more like a blog site where you see blogs where it's really formatted so that you can read it better and make them bigger. So the font size is a little small.
Yep. Joel says, can I send my portfolio for review? I try and put it in chat, Joel. You may not see that it's in chat, and I'm sorry, Nightbot gave you a warning. That wasn't me. That was just Nightbot cracking down on you for some strange reason. But try and put the link in there. It'll let you put it in, I believe, and you won't see that it's come to me, but I should be able to see it. So yeah, throw it in and we'll take a look at it if we get a chance to. Okay.
And so did you see that comment from Nico? Let's just put him up there. I know it's out of context, but that's
where is it? I don't see it.
It was like one of the very first ones from this morning. You got a job.
Oh, I didn't. Okay, hold on. I didn't see that. From who? Oh, here we go.
Nico.
There we go. Nico said, "Comes to a technical interview video. By the way, I got the job at Globant." Is that lunch? What's that? Lunch
Yeah.
home right now?
So I'm hoping that our technical interview helped. I didn't see the comment, so like I have to go look. And by the way, and I hope that he interviewed really well and we helped him out. So that's good.
That's awesome.
Either way, man, I'm glad you got a job, man. Even if we didn't help you, but I hope we did.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. That's cool. That's
awesome,
very,
man.
very good stuff. I like it. I love seeing people here come saying, "Oh, that helps," and like got a job. It's amazing. Okay, let's move on to our next one.
Okay, next portfolio.
Let's see what we got here. What's your initial reaction for this one? Oh, I see. It's actually, I don't know if that's me. Let me reload it real quick. Hold on. Make sure this is sized correctly. Okay, it is sized correctly. That's not me.
It's just a share. That's what I figured.
It's not the actual share. On my screen, it's the same. So here's the first thing I would say. It's millimeter perfect on the share. Right here on this left-hand side, it's all the way tucked to the left-hand side. It is literally pixel hugging the left-hand side of the screen. So you need to add some padding and margin in here.
A 10 pixel or a 2 EM or something like that.
Something.
On the left-hand margin.
Yeah.
Or padding, wherever you want.
You need to push this over to the right a little bit. Axat.
Just give it room to breathe a little bit.
Exactly. Let me scroll down. So he has this who is AKM section, which is actually within a, okay, here's something I would change too. Or weird. This is in a scroll box for some strange reason, but it doesn't actually scroll.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it in a scroll box. Just let it scroll down the page.
Yeah.
Let them scroll with their normal stuff.
Exactly, yeah. This doesn't need to be in a box. And again, you need some padding in here. Look, it's hugging the borders. Padding will be your friend. It will make you look way more professional with this stuff. What I would also do, just straight off the gate too, by the way, is this image works okay with this text, but I would probably do something with this, blur it, or put some color overlay on it, or something to not just have it be a straight up image with text on it.
So what you do if you don't have Photoshop, tip for the day, Kevin, you can use filter and CSS and put like a blur, filter.blur, 2 or something like that. And then it'll blur it.
Yep.
So
yeah, I would do that. And it becomes more apparent when we go down here to this one look. Yeah. This just feels feels wrong.
The other thing is that when you're using multiple images, they need to be in the same color palette, in my opinion. Like
I agree. Yep.
And so a lot of times I'll wash them with a color over top of them so they all look kind of the same. Even though they're different. Yep. They just look too different.
And this one would actually, even if you kept this one the same, this is a warm color look and this is a cold color.
That's what I mean. That one needs to be yellow too.
Exactly. But if you can get away with that by either, like Bobby said, washing over with a certain color, or making some of them black and white too could work. So this one could work as like a black and white, or maybe a sepia kind of color to go with this kind of color. I would make it kind of a little bit yellowish maybe. Then it would work in the same color palette. Okay, scrolling on down again, you got the same issue with the hugging the sides. I would probably make it a whole
I'm going
container.
to say right now, I hate, and I know hate's the strong word. I dislike strongly these percentage bars of like what you know about HTML and CSS.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not even a metric that you can like really do.
The problem is it's lose-lose. It is a lose-lose scenario.
Guys interview at the bank. When I was at a bank and I was sitting on some interviews, some guys came for technical interviews, and the guy put on his resume they knew 90% of C#. And I remember we had a really great programmer that worked there that was really, really smart, happened to be sitting there, and he goes, "Oh, 90%. Do you know this thing?"
And then he's like,
said,
no, that's in the 10% I don't know. Like, it's totally pointless. And
he proceeded to. It was just dumb. Like, in other words, like they're challenged, they're challenged right away. Yep. And then you're going to have another part of the society that says you only know 90% HTML. Like, what
Yes.
don't you know? Like, what
That's
guy
it.
are you?
Exactly.
I mean,
It is lose-lose. You're going to have one of two scenarios happen.
Yeah.
You either put in 100% or you don't put in 100%. And you're going to have somebody, when you don't put in 100%, say, man, you don't know enough. And then you're going to have somebody, when you do put 100%, you're going to be like, exactly that thing. And you're going to challenge you. Be like, well, do you know? And then
yeah,
you're
they're
like,
going to just like find the most obscure thing ever to
and trust
to
me,
ask you
there's going to
about,
be something you don't know. So it's like,
Right.
and when it's like this, like with JavaScript here, like, what is this? 3/4, maybe 2/3? Like what does that
Yeah.
mean?
What does
Doesn't
that mean?
anything. It
Does
doesn't
that mean you don't know how to
anything.
use fetch, or you don't know how to like set elements in the DOM? I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
it just, I
Tough.
just say I know JavaScript and HTML is a lot better to say that, you know.
Right, and then prove it with what
And no
you've
one
built.
knows everything about any of these things. So now you don't even bring it up for a question. So
Right.
that's just
Exactly.
kind of my 2 cents.
Yep, exactly. Let's go back here.
So here's my other thing. Just aesthetically, we've looked at 3 panels and they're all using different color themes. Just stick with it. Like,
Yep.
you know, that one, this one's blue
Yeah.
and gold, this one's black, and then that one's a sepia. I mean, they
Yep.
just look separate. And then you also, at the top, you've got the little, in the middle one, the comic doodad on the corner, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool.
This.
But if you're going to use that, use it everywhere.
Yeah,
You know, where
pick
it's
something
like,
from
if
this
that's your
theme.
feel.
Exactly. Go for a theme. You don't. It feels disjointed.
Yeah.
As a theme.
I'm not sure why the guy has a machine gun and you're about me, but you know.
This is also something to no, that's a good point, because it depends on like what kind of job you're trying to get, right? If you're trying to get a job in gaming or something, maybe that
Right,
works.
makes sense.
But if you're trying to get a job at the bank, that's going to be a big no.
It's just not pro, and unless you know, unless you can really pull it off. So all right.
Yep. No, that's true. And then he has
Cool.
3 projects down here: a Pokédex, that's cool.
Pokédex,
A snake game, and a future project
future
waiting.
project.
Let me see this
Take it
one real
off.
quick. Yeah, take the future project off. What's it? You know anything about Pokemon?
Oh man, my son's gonna kill me. I should know. Hit D in there, see if it has type ahead.
No, it doesn't.
No. All right.
Mm.
The only one I know is Pikachu, and he's got.
And he's right here. Hey, in chat.
Let's Google.
Okay,
let's
go on then.
Google
Well, you Google it, and then I'll type it in here in a second. Because we know nothing about Pokemon, clearly. Sorry. Does that make us boomers? Pokemon?
Okay. Bulbasaur.
Okay, how do you spell that?
Bulbasaur.
Like that?
Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur? Okay,
Yeah.
I've heard of that name. Okay, Bulbasaur. Let's see. Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's got it in there. Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay, so it does like a little
Mew.
search, then there's a little transfer button. I don't know what that quite does. but
What's transfer do?
nothing. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Mew.
Okay. What is it?
Mew. MEW.
You said that like I clearly know how to spell that. Like you're like Mew. Clearly.
And then there's Mewtwo.
Like with a 2?
MEWTW. No, it's just TWO.
Oh, that one didn't come up. Let me see. Maybe it's 2 words. No. No. Doesn't know that Pokemon. But that's cool. This came up with it. So it must. I wonder if this uses an API or something. Then it's interesting.
Probably, I would imagine. If it
There you
did,
go.
then Mewtwo should be in there.
So that's cool. But I think you need to add some more functionality to this too. It's cool that it pulls something up, and it puts them in a little
what does the
card.
transfer button do? I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I would try
Okay,
and
cool.
work
Keep
something
going.
else into that. Then you got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I would probably drop these 2 unless you're actively using them for work searching.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
Twitter,
Twitter too.
LinkedIn, and GitHub is the
Yeah,
is the big
really
three
LinkedIn
there.
and GitHub are the 2 you definitely need. Twitter if you're using it to try and find a job and push it and
For
talking
tech,
about
if you have a tech Twitter.
tech stuff. Yeah. And I'm guessing
So
these.
overall, it's not bad, but it's not great either. And I think the projects could be better. Are you going for a gaming look, or are you looking for any kind of web developer? It says front end JS developer. So I would have some kind of front end JS project that's more business focused than Pokédex, which
Right.
is what I would do.
Yep.
I know it's fun to build those, but you can easily build something else, mortgage loan calculator, something more business focused. I think would help you out a long way.
Right.
So
Right. Man, for some reason, I apologize. None of the links you guys put in chat come through. I don't know why. It would usually show them to me and actually let me pull them in, but it's just saying message redacted, and it won't let me. Hold on. Yeah, I can't.
I'm laughing at some of these comments in here. It's kind of funny.
Did we get full boomer status for not knowing enough Pokemon things? Is that what we're? Is that where we are? Let me see. Oh, what was that? Sorry. Pull that back up. Yeah, I'm not sure why the that chat's not coming through correctly. YouTube doesn't like you putting links in the chat. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll do another one of these. Sorry, we have enough to talk about here today, as it is anyway.
Just hit us up in Discord, and I think we can do more.
Yeah. Go to Discord. I did put a thing in Discord. There's a channel called Portfolios. You can go post your portfolios there. Maybe we'll do another one. Maybe we'll do another one on Tuesday or Thursday next week. Actually, probably Thursday, because we might do an announcement on Tuesday. I say might. Come back Tuesday. It could be a big day. We've been working hard. Okay. Let me pull up another portfolio here, then we'll take a look at this one. Your first impressions of this. So this is Sashwat's portfolio. My little cursor as I move
it's
around.
It's kind of interesting.
Kind of interesting.
Got to definitely, keep on swimming feel to it.
Yeah. I scroll down. There's a projects section. Oh, that's trippy weird. I actually don't like that.
I don't like that.
I don't know why. It just feels wrong.
Well, let's look at his bug tracker, man. We got to call out all bug trackers.
Yeah, but Sasha does have a bug tracker. Hold on, I'll come back to that in a second. Hold on, if I scroll, let me just see what else is here. Okay.
I hate the bars. I'm just telling you guys. I think you're really hurting yourself by doing that.
Yeah, because what does this mean? There's not even a top to these. Like, where's the top? Do you know everything about HTML, or is that halfway up? I can't even tell. This is interesting. A little 3D rendering of something. I don't know if you made this. But you got me with the football on the screen. Someone's playing FIFA. And then a contact form at the end. Okay.
So I think some of it is like, it's okay. Like here's the thing that I run into a lot. Like you've got like three different sections and three different like style aesthetics to it. So like we've got the fishy thing here, which is kind of cool. It's kind of comic based, maybe a SpongeBob feel to it, which is fine. And then you go to the next one, and it's just different. So you got another kind of whiz-bangy kind of, oh, look at this, what I can do with HTML. I mean, but it doesn't really help people navigate it. And this page doesn't look designed. It's just three boxes on white.
I'm going to reload this page too. So, so I cannot be reached. Did I just break it?
Just reload.
Interesting. It just seems to be running slow, which it shouldn't run slow on my machine. It's definitely not going to be something with the machine.
Maybe he took it down because I was not talking good about it.
Maybe he's fixed it. Okay, so there's a bug tracker. So the first thing about the bug tracker, once you go here, you do have to. Oh, I guess. Well, I don't know. Details are filled in. I'm going to click the login.
Okay, that's not bad. I mean, yeah.
So there you go. That's cool.
Okay.
Good advice. So yeah, here's the dashboard. We have some projects.
Okay. I always go straight to the ticket.
Tickets.
And then let's look at the tickets, and then let's look at the ticket detail. Open up the third or ticket or first ticket, whatever. Oh, it doesn't. Can you click on it?
Yeah, it's Heroku, so it's a little bit slow.
There it is. Okay. Activity. So a couple of things it's missing right away is like in a bug tracker in general. there's a ticket name, and then the ticket details. I guess that's what that is. This is my first ticket, and then all right,
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
And he has a status. It's
That's
kind of
not bad. I
hidden.
mean, like,
It's kind of hidden
it's
over
pretty
here.
good. What I would do is I would make some real tickets, and so that they look like real tickets, so that you can better read what there are.
Right.
So.
Okay, so yeah, if you create a new ticket, what this domain register?
I like the slide out editor though. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. I like that too.
Yeah, I like that. I like it. All right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, good job. Good job creating this.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a little users section too. Interesting. Yeah, cool. Cool. Okay. Let me go look at chat real quick. What do I do with this?
Okay.
Make sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, unfortunately, when you guys are putting links in chat, it's YouTube's taking them out. It didn't used to. I remember before it would add it in the chat, and you couldn't see it as the viewer, but I could always see it as the broadcaster on here. So we'll have to think of a different way to do this this next time when we're doing it live. We'll just do a live one on next week at some point. So yeah, okay. So let's commit to it. We'll do another portfolio one next week. We'll do another portfolio next Thursday.
Yeah, we can look at more portfolios next week if you guys want us to. That's kind of cool. We'll look at them. I don't mind looking at them. They're kind of neat.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's interesting to see what people do. We know that we're adding value to you guys too when you do. Okay, so let's look at the next one here. This is Zohir, and I hope I pronounced it correct. Zohir. This is Zohir's portfolio. So, first thing I would say, actually, you guys can't even see this because it's at the top of the screen. But the tab, the fave icon, is the standard HostGator fave icon. So you need to change that.
Change it out.
So here, it's like immediately sticks out. It's a little alligator.
But I like this H1 or H2 on the front that says, "Hey, I'm a web developer." Boom.
Right.
My name. I live in Canada. I'm a web developer. I like that.
Yep.
That's a strong opening. The only thing he could do is have a CTA there that says, "Hey, contact me if you want to work. If you want to work together."
Yeah, you got good links in here too. These are cool. Yeah. They're right up front. Your call to actions right there. There's a little.
Okay.
This is interesting. There's a little hamburger menu that.
Yeah, that's just the hamburger thing.
Yeah, but it look what it does though. When I click it, it does that. It's kind of weird.
So it stays on there no matter what, and if it's on the phone, it would just be that.
Exactly.
So you can actually have that removed.
That's what I would do. I would hide this on desktop.
Yeah.
So make it a hidden element in the desktop. You don't really want people. They're never going to shrink that to that. Just on the desktop, leave it like this. I would also lower the height of these boxes. They look like they're stretched downwards.
Yeah.
Like there's a visual thing happening with them. I would make this less padding top and bottom on these. Make them feel more like buttons. They don't feel quite like.
And
buttons.
if you're worried about touch, then you can actually have like a conditional CSS that makes them bigger on mobile. If you want to do that.
Yep. Here's another color scheme. Here's another color scheme too, by the way. Blue and green. Difficult to pull off. I'm not a giant fan.
Yeah, and but it's okay though what he's got, but it's I do notice the blur element where he's got his text over a blur box, which is nice.
Yep. This is cool. Yep. This is cool.
Yep.
I'm not sure this box is actually blurred. I just think it's because this part of the image is blurred, but here isn't. Look. So
yeah, he could be using opacity.
Here is. I think it's opacity. Yeah, I think it's a box with some opacity. It's an alpha color. So
but you also can set a blur on that thing too, like an alpha and then plus a blur, and it would just look really cool.
It would. It would really pop off the screen way just better. Yeah. It definitely would. Yep.
Hit Let's look at a couple more pages. I guess he's got individual pages. Hilarious.
Let's scroll down first. We'll take a look. Okay, so these are interesting.
Okay. All right, Trey. All right.
I would. Okay, first thing here, I would probably just get rid of the names in them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Before I do that, you don't really need them.
I was going to ask that. You should give a blurb on what you do with them, and then sure enough, you can click on them.
Yeah, you can click on them. I think that's enough. having the logo and then the clickable with the description is enough. I would get rid of this text in the middle of them. I don't think you need it. It would make it look way cleaner too. And actually, this would look kind of good with that.
Like if you don't know what Laravel is, I mean,
but then I'd click on it.
Yeah, so if you don't know it's going to be clickable, what you could do, Kevin, instead of putting it in the middle, is that you could just put a header over the top of it and just make that's like a header on top of each type of image. You could do that too, or on the bottom.
I think there's enough information here though just to get rid of it.
Probably is. I just know that Laravel. I didn't know Laravel's logo was until just now.
Right. But here's the thing. You know what JS is, you know what PHP is because they have the actual things in them. You know what Java is. You can sort of, you know the Apple logo. These ones that you didn't know, you might actually be like, oh man, I'm going to click on it to like see what that is.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. It might intrigue me a little bit.
I definitely like the technology page though, and I like the write-up. I like that.
I do too. I like the way that you did this too with the little terminal thing, and this is cool. I like this.
But you could put what you do with it.
Right, versus just a straight up description
what
of it. Is. Yeah.
But you could say what you do with it would be stronger. And maybe point them to a project or something like that.
Yep.
All right, scroll on down. Let's keep going.
So projects I have done.
Okay.
Social network app, websites. So these are, if I click on these, are they... Okay, so these little tabs. Okay, so this is portfolio. Here's a robot. Let's just go with the first thing because people are always going to click on whatever's here. Whatever is here first.
Live demo. Let's go to the social network.
Okay, let's take a look.
So we built a Facebook clone or something like that.
So we have a home. Oh, you must be logged in. So let me log in. And there's no. I'm not going to sign up. But there is a simple sign up form too. But yeah, same thing applies to as the other portfolio we looked at. Then you need demo logins.
All right, let's go back. We're not looking at that one. So let's see what else he's got. Counting scripts.
What that is. The robot. Okay, I like this little demo part here though. This is cool.
Yeah, that's nice.
This is cool. I like that.
Especially
that's
if you can't get it to run like in the web, like if you're doing a Windows app or a mobile app, this is what you do. This is the next best thing.
Yep, this is it. This is giving us a demo of it without us having to demo it. I like that. That's cool. I'm scrolling down, then a hire me contact form at the bottom. This feels wrong. The footer. I would fix the footer. These need to be side by side. This just needs to be tidied up.
Too wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then up, I'm guessing, takes me to the top.
Yeah.
Well, takes me to that section. And then you have.
And I saw one comment from Troy in there that said, "Would you put your resume out there?" And what I would do is I would say I'd always have my resume out there, but if you feel uncomfortable about it, you can always just point them to your LinkedIn portfolio or your profile, and that should be good enough in this day and age.
Yep.
But I don't know if there's any thing about putting your resume out there that it just shows where you've worked. So I mean, there's a privacy concern, but
I guess it depends on. Exactly. Plus, I guess it depends on what's on your resume entirely too. If you have your phone number on there, there's that. Maybe,
I wouldn't put my phone number on there per se. I would definitely let them contact me via email.
Yeah.
And then have my LinkedIn, my Twitter, or anything else they could contact me with.
Yeah. Plus, if I'm doing something like that, I will put a phone number on there, but I'll use a Google number, something I know that I can use for a limited amount of time, or something that I know is not going to ring my phone, like I can turn it off.
Right.
You can do that too. But yeah, putting your contact details out there, I get it. But when you're looking for a job, you kind of have to. But a contact form is often enough too, though. So, we're coming up to the top of the hour. Let me.
Okay. Let's answer a few questions here, and we'll see if we got any good questions.
Yeah. Let me show one more because I pulled one from the recent class, which I'm assuming you've probably seen already.
Foundry grad. We got to do a little promotion here.
We got to do a little promotion. So I'm assuming you've seen this one. I don't know. I picked one at random. I totally was just like, hey, what's a good portfolio from last class? This is what we're talking about. So Chris,
nice. Okay.
So I'm assuming you've seen this one before, right? Or no?
Probably.
Okay, you've seen it at some point.
Yeah.
So I will point out, firstly, I noticed that Chris is using, I believe, the same template that you had used on the demo one that we did, but it's a good template.
Probably.
And by the way, it is linked below if you're interested in this template. It's a good template.
And he changed the background image, so it's not exactly like that. So that's kind of cool.
Exactly. Plus, look how this works too. Look, spacing is right, and his image is good. Look, he has a wash over it, and the color palette works.
Yeah.
This is what we were talking about with the color scheme. If I scroll on down, he has a little about section. I like this. There is a lot of text here, but I think it's good. At this point, I would say my initial reaction when I first saw this was like, okay, it looks very business. It just looks professional. It doesn't seem, it's not childish. It's not playing with like pop culture or anything like that. It just looks like I'm here to do work.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he has
the
a skills
I would say to Chris, I'll go up there is that's the family photo. I wouldn't do that. I would just have a professional photo there.
Yeah, I like this photo. His headshot's his headshot's good. But
I would make there.
Yeah,
you don't need the it's fine, but you're just trying to get a job. They don't really care if you have 3 kids or 6 kids or 2 dogs and a cat. So, okay.
Chris has a whole bunch of certifications too, which is super good.
Got them, show them. That's for sure.
Exactly, and then a whole bunch of technology that he's familiar with too, which is super good.
I like write-ups around under the technology sections, what I've built with them. So this is a good opportunity for him to bring up his bug tracker, things he's done, built things with the tech. So
I also like what he did here too, by the way. Look at the background color too. He had a different background color for this section. It separates it nicely, so it blocks it off. I like that. I think that's cool. It's subtle, but it's good.
I like this.
So he does have a resume here. Link out to Google Drive where it's stored on, and then this looks good. Like this is just good. His resume on here. He has a copy of it on here too, I guess, or a version of it on here, which is good. Now he has published his details here, so there is that. It is out there.
Yeah,
so he has to put his stuff on there.
All right.
Obviously, he's looking for a job, so he wants people to be able to communicate with him. Education and training, because he has a lot, so he's put that out there too. Super good. Again, pro-looking section. Then he has his mini sites, which he developed here.
And what I would say, if Chris is watching this, and he may not be, but I would move
I didn't tell him we were reviewing
above my mini sites for a Coder Foundry grab because the projects are better.
Yeah,
but let's check out his Fizz Buzz. Let's just see if it works. Call him out. Go to site. Okay. So each one has its own little solution. See the solution. Love it. Got a landing page. 3 and 5. Enter. Okay, not bad. Okay.
So it works.
Notice that you can click on the code section. This is what we talk about projects. And so now you can see the JS code that he used. So that's kind of cool. And then it's obviously in GitHub.
Where's the GitHub link to?
Back to his portfolio.
That's
a good mini site. That's the
this is hosted on a whole other site, isn't it? This is not a sub page of this. This is a whole other, yeah.
So also look at the mortgage calc. Let's look at that one. So 15,000, 60 months, 3.5%.
What's this? 60 months, 3.5%.
Yeah, calculate 3.5 typically. Yeah, calculate. Okay. And so what we stress here at the bootcamp, Kevin, is like building apps that do things and apps that solve problems.
Yeah.
So this mortgage calc solves a problem. He's got his code. He's got his GitHub, and then I think this is cool. He just needs to put this before anything else in the JavaScript section. This is the first one that people should click on.
Okay, so this is like the most. Okay, so this should be the one that you kind of banner, or you put at least you put first, because like I said before, like when you're looking through people's portfolios, you will click on the first example of project that's in there, assuming that that is their best work and they're putting their best foot forward.
Yep.
So in this scenario, people would click on this one.
They would. So let's look at that one and compare it to mortgage calc. So that's one they're going to click on, and you can enter the building heights. You've seen this one, so you know what this one does.
I've played with this one enough. Yeah, right. So it doesn't have a visual representation of this. It's not as impressive.
It's not as good as the other one. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It's fine. It's just like the other one, the mortgage calc's way better. All right.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. And then this, the modals are a little bit off center, a little bit on my screen.
Yeah. Yep.
So, all right. So now he's got this full blown full stack project, and
Ooh,
bang, it's
this looks
buried.
good. I don't know if this is gonna be.
No, it does look good. I've looked at
I
this.
haven't spun this up, so I don't know how long this is gonna take to spin up here. So why that is,
Right.
but this card here makes me think this is gonna look good.
And so the other thing too that we're doing here in the class is that now, Kevin, these blogs are coming from the API built into the blog software, and so these are dynamic as he adds them.
Yeah, this is
Notice in
cool.
his blog he actually wrote real articles.
Yeah, if I click on this one, I thought I did pre-click on this on the blog because I
Yep.
thought this was cool. So he's actually writing
Yep.
about responsive web stuff. Yeah, that was cool.
Just takes a little time, and he got a comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
yeah.
Chris Nice will be working very soon here if he's not already. I haven't talked to him recently.
Look at this. This
But
is
he
a
just got out.
pro-looking product page.
Yeah, exactly. So learn more. Let's click on learn more. Role-based tracking system. See that CTA's been held. I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
some.
yeah.
I've still got to get started now. Then I got down here.
Ooh, this is hot. Look at
Discover
this.
now.
These
Yep.
little rollovers are cool.
CTA
So
is
there's
still
another call to
there.
action. Yeah.
Then and then you can click on the different roles
I can do
and you
try
can try it
now.
out. And then these are the demo roles that we talk about. See how you're in it. You didn't have to log in or register or anything.
Yep. Yep. That actually came up quick too then.
Yeah.
I've not been in here before. This is literally my first time in here.
Yeah. So let's look at his ticket view. And that's the edit view. So let's look at like the detail view.
How do I go to the detailed view?
I guess you have to
my
click
tools,
update
maybe.
and then click
Click
on
this.
just click on the image.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So not bad, not great, not bad. It definitely yeoman's effort, I would say, but like you could probably hit the description, put a H2, H3 on it, make it design a little bit better because it's just for readability, things like that. But pretty good. And then the dashboard got tickets. And notice he's using real tickets here, so it's not first ticket one. He says, these are real things.
Although this one is no worky. It's funny, but it makes sense.
Yeah. So I like it. Overall, that's really good.
Let's make sure I can't break it. Cool.
Yep. And if you're worried about someone mucking up your demo database, you can always turn off saves. And then if they're interested in really trying it out, you can create a login for them.
Right.
One of the new enhancements to Bug Tracker, like 7.0, that's coming out in this cohort, starts on Monday, is there'll be multi-tenant so that you can create individual companies in the Bug Tracker, then target the companies you're looking for and create a Bug Tracker for that company during the interview.
That's cool.
And then have a registration link sent to their phone so they can register and use it right there and during the interview. So that's the new like the version of the Bug Tracker that we're rolling out from.
So I have a question about that. Is that going to be in the self-paced course?
Yeah, that's in the self-paced course.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Put you on the spot.
So,
I didn't know if it was or not.
Here's the thing, and I'm going to go my sales pitch a little bit, but like in the self-paced course and in our full stack bootcamp, what you see is we're like on the 7th or 10th version of Bug Tracker and blog. Yeah. And we're continually, or at least I am, continually looking at these things. And I'm like, hey, it'd be cool if it did this. And we keep refactoring it back into the Bug Tracker. So Bug Tracker 6 months ago aren't even the same as what's coming out in the next cohort. So like when you come to our self-paced course, those enhancements and changes will be rolled into the product. After you buy it, we're just going to release, hey, Bug Tracker has a new feature. You might go check it out, adjust your code or maybe write it again if you're still learning and things like that. So that's one of the big features of what we're rolling out is that it's not just going to be Yelp Camp forever. It's going to be Bug Tracker, new versions out, try it out. Blog, the new version of the blog's out, try it out. So things like that.
Definitely. So I'm not sure if this is so. I'd obviously love. What if they already have a Bug Tracker? So are you talking about the company you're interviewing at or the student? I'm not sure.
So
The company already
yeah,
has one. That's
we get that
bonus,
question
bonus,
quite a bit,
bonus.
Kevin. I think he's saying, what if the employer I'm interviewing has a bug tracker?
Then
We're
awesome.
actually,
Then you're gonna win.
yeah, we want them to have one.
Yeah.
Everyone uses one. That's the point. They're probably using Jira if they're a larger company, or they've downloaded something like Bugzilla or something like that and implemented their own version of it. The reason we think the bug tracker is the perfect project is because when you talk to someone about a project that they know about already, they don't have to understand if it's good or not. They can look at it immediately and go, oh, that's kind of cool. That's neat. That's a lot like Jira, or that's a lot like Bugzilla.
Yep.
Oh, we do that. How did you solve this problem? And so those things lead to conversations versus you trying to explain to them why Tinder for hikers works.
Right. You've
You know what I mean?
got to remember that you're not selling them the application. You're selling
not.
them the fact that you've built the application and you're selling your skills and yourself. That's what you always have to come back to. Because we do get this question a lot. It'd be like, well, they're never going to use your bug tracker. Okay, that's not the point. The point isn't that you're... And that somebody's going to be like, it's never as good as Jira. And like, well, yeah, so you've built it on your own. The point is that you've shown you can develop something like this, not that they're actually going to use it or you're actually going to sell it.
But they could, though. Like, I would say that our bug trackers are better than some of the commercial products that you can buy.
We've 100% seen some commercial products. We've looked. People are selling bug trackers that are inferior to what students at Foundry make. 100%.
In fact, why don't we just show one, Kevin? Show them Bug Battle. Let's just show them one.
Is that the app for it?
Just to show you like how you can win, and like the complexity of what we build here, what we're asking students to build, whether in self-paced course, full-time self-learning, just come to the YouTube channel, never spend a nickel with us. The bug tracker that you can build is the one that I think. Now, check this out, man. Go ahead and sign up for this thing.
Do I have to sign up? Sign it for free?
Yeah, just go ahead and make one. Is this Bug Battle?
Yeah, this is.
Sign up with Google. That'll make it easy for you. That way you don't have to give me your email.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull it off the screen first. Hold on.
I don't want people on my Google.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna sign up for it on the back side here. There we go.
And so Daniel Garcia Rodriguez, while you're doing that, is saying that I don't have the money to afford the course, but I'll try to make a CRM based on what I'm seeing. Thanks so much for the last session. And that's 100% correct. A customer relationship management is a lot like a bug tracker, except the central thing isn't a ticket. It's now the customer. And that's a very kind of cool project to make as well. The reason we picked the bug tracker over the CRM is your dev manager typically never sees the CRM, and he sees the bug tracker on a daily basis. So you have more of a thing, but it's a strong project. In fact, you pretty much could take the bug tracker and then change the models a little bit and then roll out two products, one that does CRM type things and one that does issue tracking. And I think that could be a way that you could build multiple projects, but either one of those is good.
Okay, hold on. I'm almost there. Okay, here we go.
Okay, give it a name. Let's test project. All right. So click on your project. So I want you to add a bug. I think it's at the top.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You could add a screenshot. We do the same thing. Save. That's it. That's the whole product. So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, Kevin?
Yeah, that's it. And I'm guessing if I add another bug with a high priority,
yeah, it's gonna make a can board. But so imagine that you're building this out, and it's a can board of these cards, and that's kind of cool. You can drag them over there. But like when you're on a team of like 10 developers and you have like hundreds of tickets and maybe like 30 projects, the thing's not very scalable. Right. And whereas you look at even the commercial grade quality bug trackers coming out of Foundry, you have things like you're using grids, not CAN boards. You have search capability that has no search capability. You can assign it to people there's a lot of things in it that it does that's better than a $29 per month per user type product. Even though they do have a cool feature where you can integrate with it and shake your phone and it'll report a bug automatically from their mobile.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's interesting.
But that seems gimmicky though, doesn't it?
Kind of.
Would you actually use that?
But the bug tracking part of it is kind of very lacking in features.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Which, by the way, if I just do cut back to this, look, they're where'd that go? Not that. If I do cut to this, price is
expensive, dude.
$90 a month.
So I think someone from Foundry is going to roll out a bug tracker and sell it. I don't know why they haven't done it yet, but they will.
Because you do, when you created as part of our program, you do own it. It's yours. We don't retain any rights.
The reason we bring this up and the reason we do this is to give confidence in the student and realize that there are people out there making software, building companies around things, and you feel like, oh, I can never do that. I can't do that. And then when you're building a bug tracker, it's better than someone else who just put their commercial grade product out there.
And that's
charge $89 a month for it.
Yep, that's true. Bug Battle is a cool app.
Am I good enough to get a job? Of course you are.
Yep.
Yep. All right, cool. Let's get one question for the road. I think Heights has a question above sea level.
Yeah, let's see. I haven't read it. So, guys, we go. An important question for me. Are all the animations, phase transitions done with pure HTML and CSS, or are they done with After Effects?
They're not movies, so I would imagine they're all HTML and CSS. I know the confetti thing, and it could be JavaScript as well.
It's the exception of this one. That one's a movie.
That's a web movie. Yeah, exactly.
So but you asked for confetti.
On the web, it's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Yeah,
is what you're seeing. All right, cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So next week we're hoping to have an announcement. No April Fools.
No, we're gonna have a huge announcement next week, Kevin.
So what we're gonna do is we'll announce our course next week.
The self-paced course.
The self-paced course. You won't be able to get into it next week. We're still actively working on it, but you will be able to pre-buy it next week. That's what we're planning on. So, and we're going to give you literally the killer deal. It's such a good deal. I'm telling all my friends about it. That's
exactly. It's it's not. And be fair, you guys had to really twist my arm around it because I don't, but I do believe, especially for you people that are on the live channel, you're watching us every day, and if you're interested in learning about C# and .NET, I think it'll be the most comprehensive course in the industry, period. And when we announce the pricing for it for the pre-buy, you'll say, "Holy cow, that's a good deal." It's ridiculously cheap.
Yep. And I will give you a tease that we are not talking thousands of dollars.
No.
So
we're not.
So compared to some other self-paced boot camps, we're not talking
some of them do it like that. So but if you want to learn .NET and C#, I think it's going to be the course to take. Yeah. We're taking a different approach on everything. And it's not really just a course, Kevin. It's more like a curriculum learning platform that evolves with you as your career. And so we'll publish more roadmaps around the things that are going to be added to the curriculum later in the year. There is 3 instructors in it. So it's not just me. There's multiple instructors from Foundry as well as other people that work on it as well, as far as doing it. And it's going to be mostly, it's not just a video course. There'll be video with text walkthroughs as well. So if you hate watching YouTube videos on how to code something, then you'll also be able to read through the text overview and go, oh, okay, here's the screenshots and here's the steps to replicate what we're talking about. Because the first time you may watch the video, the second or third time you'll just go through the steps. The reason why I'm doing it that way is because that's how I learn. Sometimes I'll watch a video And then sometimes I find myself skipping through it, trying to find it. Like, dude, I wish I just had a bulleted list of the things I need to do.
Right.
So we're gonna deliver both for you.
Yep. And it's also more than just a straight up how to code course too.
Yeah.
We're putting in everything that you learn in the boot camp. We're putting in this thing.
Yeah. So if you come to the boot camp and you're in our in-person boot camp, you'll get the platform for free, which is kind of cool. I mean, like if you come to the boot camp, so notice the guys starting on Monday, you'll get access to the self-paced course for free, and it mirrors everything you're doing in the full full stack course. It's just that you have access to the instructors every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You have
exactly, that is different. The giant difference is that when you come to the boot camp and you're doing what we call the virtual boot camp, you can be like, hey, I got an issue, and somebody's going to be like, yeah, hey, what's Jason, that issue? And Jason's going to be there, and he's a veteran and he's going to point you in the right direction instantly. You don't get that.
You can even also hit me up on Teams, and I answer some questions on Teams to students, and sometimes I teach some of the segments in the boot camp, but also sometimes students will ask me questions, and I may just pop over to the Zoom channel and answer their question live. I do that. I've done that quite a bit. So for
the self-paced course, we're going to do a couple of different things for support-wise. We're going to have a dedicated Discord channel, or probably even section. We'll start out with a channel, probably a section. Ultimately, then we're going to do like weekly, like group sessions too.
There'll be a weekly live webinar, kind of like this, except it's just for the students in the self-paced course, and it's an AMA, but it'll have a focus. So maybe like, HTML week, we're talking about HTML this week. Next week we may talk about JavaScript. After that, it may be C#. Just different things like that, where you can learn more and then ask questions if you have some particular questions.
Think of it kind of like college, where you have like office hours, right? Where you can like show up and like the instructor's going to be there, and you can basically ask questions. That's kind of what it's going to be like.
And then the reason our interview prep works, Kevin, is because our interview prep is directly tied to the projects themselves. So like all of our course has a common thread that runs through it. So if you watch the movie Endgame, then you'd have to know that there's 18 movies that previous step before that. So our interview questions are technical things that you learn will be from other sections that you took. And I wrote the image service. I'm going to use that again on every other project going forward. Or remember that splash page we wrote in week 1? Now we're going to use that splash page as we lay out our bug tracker, as we lay out our blog site, things like that. So those are just a few examples of how the threads kind of run through it. And so what that allows you to do as a learner is you can learn faster, because now you're not trying to solve the business problem and the coding problem at the same time. A lot of times we can just focus on the syntax of the coding problem, because we've already solved parts of the business problem. Like once you know how to upload images with C#, you can upload images with C# on every project.
Whatever project you're doing, you just use the same thing again.
And the other thing too is we train you to start thinking in those terms of like reusability, abstract problems or code that can be reused to solve a different problem. And not every problem is brand new and have to write brand new code every time, so that you now start solving problems mentally and then pulling in things that to solve it concretely. So like there's kind of stuff.
Question: the Star Wars or Marvel's projects? Do you want to talk about the projects?
So like one of the projects that you're going to have right out of the way is Movie Pro, which allows you to build out a movie site, whether that be a Netflix clone or a crowdsourced review site. So like, so there's a lot of areas that you could take this. But you could put all Star Wars movies in it. You could put all Marvel movies in it. You could put both.
I saw your working demo, which has all Marvel movies in it.
Yeah, exactly. So it has all Marvel movies in it.
So yes, kind of.
Do both. And you could, Kevin, with Movie Pro, you can make a list of Star Wars movies and leave out Solo. If you want to leave out Solo,
if you really hated it that much, you could. You could just go. You could just go all OG Star Wars movies and just totally forget the prequel stuff. You could do that too.
That's right. I don't like the prequels, but I'll go. There's only 3 Star Wars movies.
It's all up to you. So yeah, that's it. All up to you. Whatever you want to do.
So, but I think that'll be good. And then we'll build a blog software that you can write your own blog on. You saw an example of that with Chris Nice, his portfolio, and then we'll build a bug tracker in there. And then later on down in the year, we're going to add additional what we call business class projects on top of that. So the curriculum will grow what I call vertically, which is the number of things that you can build. And then horizontally is the ways that you can build it. Initially, we're going to roll out with C#, ASP.NET. Later in the year, we'll have React, Blazor, Xamarin. So but then you'll build all those projects on the same platform, on different platforms. So depends on how you want to learn, but you'll have a bug tracker that can run 3 different ways, or you can have, different enterprise projects.
So let's talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we were talking about before.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, and he's starting on Monday. He's like, and did I do the right thing? Bobby's selling this self-paced course. So here's what I would say why the virtual bootcamp is better. And we're always going to say that it's better because you have access to a teacher 8 hours a day. And actually 2 to 3 instructors 8 hours a day.
Yep.
So with the self-paced course, you don't do that. So you have to come with your own motivation, your own time, and do it yourself. And there's a big difference between doing that and versus you having to be in class every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern and knowing that the stuff that you were supposed to do, someone's going to look at it. Those are a lot of that kind of like self-direction is taken out of it, where you just follow the pace. And then anytime you get stuck, you can raise your hand, you get an immediate answer. So that I think the boot camp's better, more expensive, but it's better. And self-paced is for those people that just can't take 3 months off out of their life, or they don't want to expend the expense of coming to the boot camp, and so they can take the self-paced course.
Yep.
What I would say is, if you come to the virtual boot camp, you're going to have self-paced plus boot camp. You'll get the self-paced course in addition to that, and you'll have access to that after you leave the program.
I would also say it comes down to like motivation too. Like if you when you're in the virtual classroom, somebody is there to motivate you. You start like slacking or something, somebody's going to be like, yo, what's going on? Like when you're self-paced, that's not going to happen.
It's up to you.
It's 100% up to you. You have to be self-motivated, and that doesn't work for everybody.
And there's also a dynamic of being in a group and like seeing what other people are doing, showing up every day. We're in this together, like the whole group dynamic allows you to be more motivated and more push yourself further than you thought you could do. So
we do have our next cohort of people do start on Monday, so we're looking forward to that. We have a call on Friday.
There Monday morning.
Yeah, we have a call on Friday.
Oh yeah, we got to meet on Friday.
So we're going to meet on Friday with them. So yeah, we'll be there. Both Bobby and I will be there tomorrow to chat with you guys, for those that are coming.
So if you're starting the boot camp on Monday and you saw this is coming out soon, I don't want you to have buyer's remorse. I want you to stay on that boot camp track, not because I make money. I just really think that if you've already decided to put 3 months of your life into this, you're going to get a better result in a quicker fashion than you will at self-paced. I think self-paced may take a year to go through.
Yeah, I mean, we've said that a lot. We've definitely said that a lot. It's gonna take a minute because you have to be self-motivated.
It's way bigger than people think. Like when they see it, they're gonna like, oh, there's a lot of stuff in this thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's gonna be cool. We are super excited. So we're gonna talk about that next Tuesday. We will be launching a page where you guys can basically pre-buy it next Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's our plan.
Alex wants to know, I want to move to C# is a good idea, and I think C# is a fantastic idea. I think that we should do. Yep, I think it's a fantastic idea.
There you go. We have plenty of videos on it, Alex. Go back and watch our ones from even last week, right? Did we do one last week about that? I think we did.
Moon.
C# to the moon. Go watch that. Yep, go watch C# to the moon, Alex. It's one we did last week. So yes, we do believe that is a good choice.
That's good. All right, well, we stayed over. It's 1:23. It's taco time, Kevin.
It is. Let's roll. We'll be back on Tuesday to talk awesome things.
Yeah, we'll see you Tuesday. Good luck. Keep coding.
See you guys later. Bye-bye.